Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Sunday and yeah, it could be a nice day later, who knows, it's rained overnight. I said yesterday that I would split the video into two parts. I want to keep these videos reasonably short, under 30 minutes, more digestible, people are more likely to watch to the end, and therefore there's going to be hopefully less misinterpretations, usually unintentionally. But yeah, it's easy, and I'm proving the point here. It's easy to hear a claim, not quite clock the source or clip the source, and then get confused over it. Because in part of yesterday's video, I talked about a claim that was made. I know it was made in January/February, after Ziggy went to Rogersville, to Ben Hill Road, and spoke to Fred Hill. And there was a claim being made, I know there was, that Fred said that he'd heard that Summer died on Saturday. And I made a video about it back in February, saying I can't find this clip. I still can't find this clip. Yesterday, I listened to Ziggy's interviews with Fred. There's two of them. I listened to them in full twice, and it's not there. Whoever said that Fred said, oh my God, you see, this is the thing, it's a game of telephone. Whoever said that, don't know where they got it from. But people in my comments, and I do remember this, said Jodie Sue said it. So there's that. The clip I could find from the 7.5 hours of Jodie Sue's Facebook content that Squalter has put together, brilliant idea. Jodie Sue said this, which I played yesterday.
I had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball, because for like fucking 5 minutes, just wouldn't lay off. And it was Summer's dead body's laying there, and who gives a fuck about it, and this and blah blah, and she's dead. I mean, right? I mean, just the grossest terms you could fucking do. Just upset, tiny human.
But the Summer dying on the Saturday, it's a bizarre claim to make, which is why I fixated on it somewhat. But there's absolutely no proof backing it up at all. So I'm going to disregard it. We have absolutely no proof that Summer's dead. Right? So moving swiftly on. And I want to talk in this video again about the interviews that Ziggy did with Fred, and looking at them from the lens of, is Jodie Sue, rather than a witness, is she a person of interest? And it's made me look at those interviews again with a fresh perspective. Now, Fred has either lied purposefully, pranking, or he's got a load of things wrong. Rose Bly living at Ben Hill Road when they were running some kind of prostitution ring. Candice having 2 babies after Summer. Bonegate. You know, these things lessen Fred's credibility, in my opinion. And I pretty much disregarded everything Fred said back in January for that reason. But I think I need to do my due diligence and actually reconsider some of this stuff. Go back, listen to it again. Did it twice yesterday. Going to show you a clip or two today. And this is relating to the day that Summer disappeared, June 15th, 2021. And Fred is absolutely convinced that Andy, Jodie Sue's then partner, Andy Bernard, so that's the father of Jodie Sue's adult son, who was allegedly, according to witnesses, creeping around on the Wells property, not just coming up the driveway to visit or ask a question, which he had permission to do, according to Candice, but no, creeping around in the woods near the bus, kind of around that camper bus area. Chased off he was. It's an odd thing for Jodie Sue to react about, because there could well be a simple explanation for it. The creeping around thing happened in August. I've said several times now, I think he was there sent to listen to what they were talking about. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Anyhow, The day that Summer disappeared, Jodie Sue states clearly again and again and again that Andy was on camera all day at work, and that can be verified by law enforcement. We don't know whether law enforcement have verified that or not, do we? We don't know anything about law enforcement's investigation. All we've got are these interviews to go off. Hearsay, speculation, he said, she said, the game of telephone, all of that stuff. That's what we've got to go off. Law enforcement have actual surveillance data. So Andy, according to Jodie Sue, is on camera all day. And he set off from work around the time that Jodie Sue heard Candice boys shouting for Summer around 6:09. In tomorrow's video, incidentally, we are going to look at everything Jodie Sue said on the day Summer disappeared. We're going to go through that in detail. So if law enforcement have confirmed that yes, Andy was on camera at work all day, then whatever Fred said, whatever Fred believes, whatever Fred thinks he saw, isn't true. Fred might believe it, but it isn't true as a statement of fact. But we don't know that yet, right? We don't know what Ellie knows. But Fred is absolutely convinced that he saw Andy between 3 and 3:30 on Ben Hill Road. And I'll let him tell you the story.
I had a bunch of cars here at that time. I mean, long road loading them and stuff on trailers and stuff, and I was having to park in the road to load them, and I'd have to move and let people by. They one truck come in, and I can't place what color it is or nothing. I mean, I remember a truck, and it was this pod that way acting and stuff, and then Andy come in and followed it out, like he would come in to get it to take it wherever, you know. But I can't place. I can't remember what. Kind of truck it is, like my mind blank on that. So I remember, I know everything, every vehicle was in here.
Fred is giving a rationale as to why he knows it was Andy. He was there, you know, doing things with his cars that I don't know what he does, breaks them down, fixes them up, I'm not sure. But he was there and he had to stop to let Andy pass. But then there was this truck that he can't quite put his finger on what this truck was, what make it was, what model it was, which is a bit suspicious because, you know, Fred, if he's saying he knows everything that comes and goes from that holler, how come he can't remember that one truck? But, you know, he was speaking, what, 6 months, 7 months after the fact, maybe doesn't quite remember. Because remember, right, look, at this point, 3 to 3:30, nobody knew anything was wrong. Summer wasn't reported missing until 26 minutes past 6. So would you remember the specific details about a truck on your road, however quiet your road is, 7 months later? I think we have to be a little bit mindful of that. But Fred distinctly remembers seeing Andy, having to stop for him, and then there's this truck.
Okay, so is it Andy's mom or Jodie Sue's mom that has the right to know?
Jodie Sue. Because it didn't got the ladder up stuff like that.
But it did?
Yeah.
A red truck with ladder racks that belongs to Jodie Sue's mother. Huh.
Because I was in 165 and 67, I had a couple cars down there after along the driveway. Well, I was parked in the road that same day because I hauled 67 miles that day. And Andy come in about between 3 and 3:30 somewhere around there, and I had to pull out the road, let him by. But see that truck, I had to pull out the road up here when I loaded one when that truck went in, and then it come back out and he said up there, that way likely is in the road. Instead of coming on down here and just, I pulled over there and stuff, and he just kept sitting. So I backed up and went down here and turned at this steep curve and went on down to 167 to load that other vehicle, and that truck didn't come out for a long time. I didn't think about it at that time, see. But Andy, he come in that little silver car, and I pulled out the road to let him by at about 23 and 3:30, because I ended up didn't get that loaded in time to take it out.
You saw Andy at 3 to 3:30 that day? The day Summer was
Yeah,
missing.
and then he come in and followed that truck back. That truck followed him back out.
Are you sure you saw
I'm
him?
100%.
He supposedly wasn't getting home till what? Jody Sue said like 5:30.
I don't see. He told him that he's at work and he's on video and stuff. He might be in at certain times.
And Fred intriguingly says this about cameras down the holler.
But I know he was in here at that time because he's on camera.
Oh, really?
There's the cameras down the holler that everybody's in here is on. I mean, the FBI's got all the people.
That the feds have some surveillance data from cameras down the holler. So that would be interesting to see whether Candice is seen on those cameras. You know, she said she went right down the holler as far as she could go. Do you remember to Chris McDonough? I wonder whether she was seen. I mean, in one clip in this interview with Ziggy, Fred said he saw her on his driveway around 4. Saw her walking on his driveway. I wonder whether trail cams or whatever down the holler have actually picked up Candice, and that's why the feds know she left the hill twice. I don't know. That's an interesting aside. But if she was on her own, either walking or in a truck. She genuinely was looking for Summer. It's the only explanation, isn't it? Not hiding a body down the holler, because wouldn't that have been picked up on the cameras? If she was picked up on the cameras, wouldn't suspicious activity be picked up on the cameras? Anyway, we do have to take this claim seriously. So it'd be interesting to know, and we know from Detective John Pruitt that they've gone through all of the surveillance, but they're no further forward.
We have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us. And we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on.
Why are they no further forward? Is it because Jody Sue's story is correct, that Andy was on camera all day, therefore he cannot possibly have anything to do with Summer's disappearance? Or is it what Fred said is true, and Andy wasn't on camera all day and he was on Ben Hill Road? Feds are no further forward because they can't prove anything from that information. They just know Jody Sue's lying, which is interesting to think about, because Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has said that the scream that Jody Sue heard is unfounded. I wouldn't say he's dismissed it, but it can't be verified. I think that's what he was trying to say. But if they're suspicious of Jody Sue because she's been telling lies, well, they're not going to really investigate the scream claim very thoroughly, are they? They're not going to take that very seriously, are they? Because if Andy wasn't on camera at work all day and Jody Sue has lied about that, and they can prove he wasn't, well then all fingers point to the Bernard family and questions need to be asked, don't they? But yet the feds can't prove anything, can't link that lie from Jody Sue or that appearance of Andy on Ben Hill Road. They can't link that to Summer in any way. Maybe because it's nothing to do with Summer. Maybe it is and they just can't prove it. This is how slippery this information is. This is how open to interpretation this information is. And why it's vital that we take what has been said in context and we remember it accurately. And I've learnt by my mistakes in doing this, by going down rabbit holes because a claim's been made which can't be substantiated. But I've obsessed over it a little bit, like with the Summer died on the Saturday, because it's intriguing based on some other information we know. And it has to be thoroughly investigated. But if it's just speculation, or it's a claim that is unsubstantiated, then we have to leave it at that. We can't assume that that's correct without information to back it up. All the information we have is a hearsay and theory and he said, she said in the game of telephone, but we have to try to do the best we can with the information we've got. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope my lapel mics worked because it has been quite windy because I've gone up to the top of the hill. This is the old Roman road, by the way. I'll see you very soon. It's goodbye from Miss Cassie Springer and Miss Tillington. Bye, guys.